The champagne flute shattered against the marble floor of the upscale Manhattan restaurant, drawing every eye in the room to our table. My hand trembled as I stared at Jordan, her words hanging in the air like a death sentence. "I'm in love with her, Mom. Alex is more than just my wife. She's everything." Her mother's face drained of color, the fork clattering from her grip, while my own heart pounded with a mix of terror and exhilaration, knowing this confession had just blown our carefully constructed facade to pieces. I never imagined my life would unravel like this. It started innocently enough, or at least that's what I told myself. I was Alex Rivera, 28, a high-powered corporate lawyer in New York City, climbing the ranks at a prestigious firm. My family, conservative immigrants from a small town in Texas, had always expected me to settle down with a nice man, produce grandchildren, and uphold the traditions they'd fought so hard to preserve in America. But I knew early on that wasn't my path. I came out in college, and while my friends supported me, my parents' disappointment was a quiet storm that never fully passed. They tolerated it, but marriage? That was non-negotiable in their eyes, until the inheritance clause in my grandfather's will surfaced. Grandpa had built a real estate empire, and his will stipulated that to claim my share, I had to be married by 30. It was archaic, but the stakes were high. Millions that could secure my future and help my siblings. Desperate, I turned to a discreet service matching people for contract marriages. That's how I met Jordan Hayes, 26, an aspiring graphic designer struggling with student loans and a family that pushed her toward stability. She was straight, or so she claimed, and needed the cash payout from our arrangement to launch her career. We agreed. 1 year of marriage, no strings, no intimacy, just enough public appearances to fool everyone. Papers signed, ceremony quick and clinical at City Hall. We moved into a sleek apartment in Brooklyn, roommates more than spouses. From day one, the tension simmered. Jordan was everything I wasn't. Soft, artistic, with a laugh that lit up rooms. Her auburn hair cascaded in waves, and her brown eyes held a warmth that made my guarded heart ache. I kept my distance, burying myself in work, but little moments chipped away at my resolve. Like the night she burned dinner and we ended up ordering pizza, laughing over bad movies until dawn. Or when she sketched me unknowingly, capturing a vulnerability I hid from the world. I told myself it was nothing, just the proximity playing tricks. But deep down I knew I was falling, and the contract forbade it. Our families complicated everything. Mine visited sporadically, my mother eyeing Jordan with suspicion, dropping hints about real relationships. Jordan's parents were liberal on the surface, New York progressives, but her mother Elaine harbored subtle homophobia, masked as concern for Jordan's happiness. Her father Tom was distant, focused on his finance job. We navigated dinners with practiced smiles, but cracks formed. Jordan started confiding in me about her doubts. A string of failed relationships with men. A nagging sense that something was missing. I listened, offering advice while suppressing my growing affection. The first real conflict hit 3 months in. We attended a firm gala, arms linked, playing the perfect couple. A colleague pulled me aside, whispering about rumors. Someone had dug into our quick marriage, suspecting fraud. Panic set in. That night back home, Jordan confronted me. "Alex, if this blows up, what happens to us?" Her voice cracked, and for a moment, our eyes locked longer than necessary. I brushed it off, but inside fear gnawed. Not just of losing the inheritance, but of losing her. As weeks passed, the lines blurred. Jordan's touches lingered. A hand on my shoulder. A shared blanket on the couch. I caught her staring, questions in her eyes. My internal struggle intensified. Was I betraying our agreement by feeling this way? Society's gaze weighed heavy. Even in progressive New York, lesbian couples face scrutiny, especially from families like ours. I wrestled with ethics. Pursuing her meant risking everything, including her trust if she didn't reciprocate. Then came the family dinner that shattered it all. Elaine had insisted on hosting at their Upper East Side townhouse, probing about our future plans. Jordan, usually composed, snapped under the pressure. Her confession wasn't planned. It erupted from months of suppressed emotions. As the glass hit the floor, Elaine stood, face twisted in disbelief. "This is a joke, right? Jordan, you're not like that." Tom remained silent, avoiding eye contact. I reached for Jordan's hand under the table, but she pulled away, tears streaming. The drive home was silent agony. "Why did you say that?" I whispered, gripping the wheel. "Because it's true, Alex. I've been fighting it, but being with you, it feels right." Her admission hit like a freight train. Joy surged, but so did dread. Our contract was a lie now exposed, and the consequences loomed. My family would disown me, hers might cut her off. Society's judgments, whispers at work, stares in public, paled against the personal toll. That night, as we lay in separate rooms, I pondered the price. Was this love worth the wreckage? The next morning, reality crashed in. Emails from the firm. An anonymous tip about our marriage's legitimacy. Jordan's phone buzzed with furious texts from Elaine. We sat at the kitchen table, coffee growing cold. "We have to fight this," Jordan said, determination in her voice. But I hesitated, the weight of my family's expectations crushing me. "Or we end it now, before it destroys us both." Her eyes widened in hurt. That decision hung between us, the first of many that would test our souls. As the scandal brewed, I dove into damage control, calling lawyers, preparing statements. Jordan retreated into her art, sketching furiously. One evening she showed me a drawing, us entangled in shadows, symbolizing our turmoil. "This is what we're becoming," she murmured. I pulled her close, our first real embrace, but guilt flooded me. Was I selfish for wanting this? The societal pressure amplified. Friends distanced themselves, online trolls emerged. My mother's call came. "Alexandra, is this true? You're throwing away your future for her." The confrontation with my family was inevitable. We drove to Texas, the air thick with tension. My parents waited, faces stern. "Explain yourself," my father demanded. I laid it bare, the contract, the feelings. My mother's tears flowed. "We raised you better. This isn't natural." Jordan defended me, but it escalated into shouts. We left, bridges burned. Back in New York, Jordan's resolve wavered. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm confused. Her doubt stabbed deep, forcing me to question if forcing this love was ethical. Amid the chaos, a betrayal loomed. A friend leaked details to the press, twisting our story into tabloid fodder. Headlines screamed fake lesbian marriage for millions. Jordan's career stalled. Clients pulled out. She blamed me, lashing out. "You dragged me into this." Our apartment became a battleground, words like weapons. Yet, in quiet moments, apologies surfaced, pulling us closer. The turning point came when Elaine showed up unannounced. "Jordan, come home. This phase will pass." Jordan stood firm. "It's not a phase, Mom. I love her." Elaine's parting shot. "You'll regret this." As the door slammed, Jordan collapsed into my arms, sobbing. We made a pact, fight together no matter the cost. But costs mounted. I lost a major client, whispers at work turning to isolation. Jordan's art show was canceled due to controversy. We clung to each other, but resentment festered. Was this love or mutual destruction? The question haunted me as we navigated the fallout, decisions piling up like debts unpaid. The weeks following Elaine's visit blurred into a relentless storm. Jordan and I holed up in our apartment, the once cozy space now feeling like a cage. Phone calls from reporters hounded us. I changed my number twice. At work, my boss pulled me into his office, his expression a mix of sympathy and steel. "Alex, this is distracting the firm. Take a leave, sort it out." Suspended indefinitely, my career teetered on the brink. Jordan fared no better. Her freelance gigs dried up, galleries shying away from the scandal. We scraped by on savings, the financial strain adding fuel to our arguments. One night, as rain pounded the windows, Jordan paced the living room. "We can't keep living like this. Maybe we should separate, for now." Her words sliced through me. "Is that what you want?" I shot back, voice rising. "To run when it gets hard?" She stopped, eyes flashing. "Hard? This is ruining us, Alex. Your family's disowned you, mine treats me like a stranger. Society sees us as frauds." We shouted until exhaustion set in, collapsing on the couch in tears. That fight exposed our deepest fears. Hers of losing identity, mine of abandonment. Reconciliation came slowly. The next day, Jordan suggested therapy. We need help navigating this. Reluctant, I agreed. Our counselor, Dr. Lena, a no-nonsense woman in her 50s, probed our origins. Tell me about the contract, she said. Reliving it unearthed buried emotions. Jordan admitted her straight relationships felt empty. With me, she felt seen. I confessed my lifelong suppression, fearing rejection. Sessions revealed Malthuan Dao Duk. Had I manipulated her into this? Was her love genuine or born of circumstance? Family pressures intensified. My sister Maria called secretly. Mom's heartbroken, Alex. She prays for you every night. Guilt gnawed. I'd always been the dutiful daughter. Jordan's brother Mike reached out supportively but warned of Elaine's schemes. She's talking to lawyers about cutting Jordan from the will. The threat loomed, forcing Jordan to confront her dependents. I don't need their money, she declared, but her voice wavered. A pivotal decision arose when my grandfather's estate lawyer contacted us. The will's contested. Your marriage is under scrutiny. We had to prove its legitimacy or lose everything. Jordan proposed going public. An interview to share our story. Show them it's real. I hesitated, exposure meant more judgment. But her conviction swayed me. We chose a progressive outlet, sitting hand in hand as the journalists grilled us. Was it ever just a contract? Jordan answered firmly. It started that way, but love doesn't follow rules. The article exploded online. Support poured in from LGBTQ+ communities, but backlash was fierce. Conservative groups picketed my firm. Hate mail arrived. Jordan's social media flooded with vitriol, calling her confused or worse. One message haunted her. You're betraying your family for a phase. She spiraled, questioning everything. What if they're right, Alex? What if I'm not really gay? That doubt led to our biggest confrontation. I found her packing a bag. I need space to figure this out. Panic surged. You're running away? She turned, tears streaming. I'm scared. This love costs too much. We argued fiercely, accusations flying. You pursued me, she yelled. No, you confessed first. In the heat, truths emerged. My quiet love predated her realization. Her attraction simmered unspoken. She stayed, but the rift lingered. Society's toll manifested in subtle ways. Friends ghosted us. Invitations ceased. At a neighborhood event, whispers followed. The fake wives. Jordan snapped at a nosy neighbor, escalating into a scene. Later, she confessed, I feel like an outcast. I held her, vowing to fight, but internally I questioned the ethics. Was dragging her through this selfish? A betrayal shattered our fragile peace. My ex-girlfriend Sarah, whom I dated briefly in college, resurfaced. Jealous of my success, she leaked private emails to the press, twisting them to suggest coercion. Headlines blared. Lawyer tricks straight woman into lesbian marriage. Jordan read it, face paling. Did you plan this? Hurt exploded. Of course not. Sarah's lying. But doubt seeded. Jordan stormed out, seeking solace with Mike. Alone, I confronted Sarah. Why? She smirked. You always got everything. Now you pay. Her pettiness fueled my anger, but reflection hit. My past choices, hiding relationships, using contracts, invited this. When Jordan returned, we talked till dawn. I believe you, she said, but trust frayed. The damage rippled. Jordan's art suffered. Inspiration fled. I took freelance legal work, but isolation grew. We attended a support group for LGBTQ+ couples, hearing similar stories of family rejection, societal bias. One woman's tale of disownment mirrored ours, sparking Jordan's awakening. We can't let them win. Yet a moral dilemma arose. Elaine offered Jordan a deal. Annul the marriage, return home, inherit everything. Think of your future, she pleaded over lunch. Jordan wavered, the temptation real. It's security, Alex. I urged her to choose freely, masking my fear. Her decision, reject it. I choose us. Relief washed over me, but the sacrifice stung. Financial independence lost. As tensions peaked, a workplace incident tested me. A client refused my services, citing personal issues. Enraged, I quit the firm, starting my own practice focused on LGBTQ+ rights. Empowering but risky. Jordan supported, but stress mounted. One evening she collapsed from exhaustion, revealing health strains, anxiety-induced migraines. Our love deepened amid adversity, but the price escalated. Lost friendships, strained finances, eroded health. Was this sustainable? The question loomed as we faced the next hurdle. The estate hearing. Lawyers grilled us, exposing vulnerabilities. Jordan testified bravely. Love isn't planned, it's felt. The judge ruled in our favor, but victory felt hollow amid the wreckage. Post-hearing, we celebrated quietly, but undercurrents of resentment surfaced. We won, but at what cost? Jordan mused. I had no answer, only the weight of decisions made. The estate victory should have been a turning point, but it only amplified the fractures. With the inheritance secured, money eased some burdens. We paid off debts. Jordan invested in a studio, but emotional scars festered. My new practice thrived, attracting clients with stories like ours. Yet each case reminded me of our ongoing battle. Jordan's art rebounded, her pieces now infused with raw emotion. Abstracts of tangled hearts, symbolizing our chaos. Critics praised her authenticity, but privately she admitted, it's all from pain. Family rifts deepened. My parents sent a letter. We love you but can't condone this. No calls, no visits. Jordan's father reached out tentatively, but Elaine stonewalled. At Thanksgiving we hosted a Friendsgiving with allies from the support group. Laughter filled the air but absence haunted. Jordan excused herself, crying in the bathroom. I missed them, she whispered later. Guilt consumed me. Had my love stolen her family? A new conflict emerged when Jordan reconnected with an old flame, Chris, a straight guy from college. He messaged supportively, but meetings followed, coffee then lunch. Jealousy brewed. It's just friendship, she insisted. But I saw the ease, the normalcy he offered. One night, after a late catch-up, she returned distant. He gets it, without the drama. Hurt flared. And I don't. Our argument escalated, dredging up insecurities. Maybe you missed that life, I accused. She denied, but seeds of doubt grew. The betrayal hit when I overheard a call. Chris, I don't know. It's complicated. My heart sank. Confronting her, tears flowed. I'm not cheating, I'm confused. This world is hard. We separated bedrooms, the apartment echoing silence. Therapy intensified. Dr. Lena challenged. Jordan, is this love or escape? Her sessions revealed internalized homophobia. Societal pressures warping her self-view. I love you, Alex, but the cost. Moral quandaries plagued me. Was staying together ethical if it caused her pain? I considered ending it, freeing her. But love anchored me. Society's role loomed large. Media portrayed us as inspirational or tragic, neither fitting. Protests for LGBTQ+ rights invited us to speak. We did, voices strong, but exhaustion mounted. A damaging choice arose. Jordan accepted a commission from a conservative gallery, downplaying our story. It's business. I objected. It's compromising. She proceeded, the exhibit a success but sparking backlash from our community. Hypocrite, comments read. Jordan defended. We need stability. The rift widened. I felt betrayed, her pragmatism clashing with my principles. Reconciliation attempted via a weekend getaway to the Catskills. Nature soothed, hikes fostering talks. I chose that gallery for us, she explained. Understanding dawned, but tension lingered. On the drive back, a call from Elaine. Jordan's sick, come quick. Panic gripped. We rushed to the hospital. False alarm, anxiety attack, but Elaine used it. See what this lifestyle does. Jordan rebuked. It's love, Mom, not lifestyle. The incident awakened Jordan. I can't live half in. She cut ties with Chris, recommitting. Joy returned, but briefly. My practice faced a lawsuit. A disgruntled client alleging bias. Stress peaked. I snapped at Jordan over trivia. You're always working, she yelled. And you're always doubting. Retorts cut deep, exposing weariness. A profound damage occurred when anonymous threats arrived. Hate mail escalating to vandalism. Our car keyed with slurs. Fear isolated us, we installed security. Jordan's migraines worsened. Doctors prescribed meds. This is the price, she murmured. I questioned. Was love worth endangering her? In a moment of clarity, we attended a rally. Seeing couples thrive inspired. But a counter-protester shouted slurs, triggering Jordan's breakdown. Home, she confessed. Sometimes I regret confessing. Stunned, I retreated. That night, alone, I pondered sacrifices. Career pivot, family loss, health toll. The climax built when Elaine orchestrated an intervention. Family and friends ambushed Jordan at a cafe. This isn't you, they chorused. Overwhelmed, she fled to me. They almost convinced me. We fortified but damage done, trust in others shattered. As winter set in, decisions loomed. Jordan proposed renewing vows, real this time. To reclaim our story. I agreed but doubts nagged. Planning amid chaos, invitations sparse. The ceremony approached, tension electric. On the eve, a call from my mother. Don't do this. Heartbroken, I hung up. Jordan comforted, but her eyes held shadows. The wedding day dawned, simple gathering of supporters. As we exchanged vows, emotion choked. I choose you despite everything. Tears flowed, but undercurrents of sacrifice lingered. Post-ceremony, reality intruded. A job offer for Jordan in LA, away from scrutiny. A fresh start, she suggested. I hesitated. My practice rooted in New York. The choice tour. Stay and fight or flee and rebuild. Debate raged. LA means leaving battles behind, she argued. But abandoning the fight? I countered. Ethics clashed. Personal happiness versus societal change. She chose Ella, I wavered, the divide growing. In a heated exchange, truths erupted. You're holding us back, she accused. And you're running. Hurt peaked, she packed. I need time. Door slammed, leaving me in ruins. A lone reflection hit. Our love, born of deception, tested by fire. Was reconciliation possible? The question burned as I chased her to the airport. The airport terminal buzzed with indifferent travelers, but my world narrowed to Jordan's retreating figure. I caught her at security, breath ragged. Don't go. She turned, eyes red-rimmed. Alex, this is killing us. LA's a chance to breathe. Pleading, I grasped her hand. Without you, I can't. Passers-by stared, but vulnerability exposed. She relented, ticket torn. Back home we unpacked not just bags but grievances. We stay and fight, I conceded. Compromise forged, but scars remained. Reintegration proved grueling. Jordan turned down Ella. Recommitting to NY's chaos. My practice stabilized, but client hesitance lingered. Societal backlash evolved. Allies emerged, but detractors persisted. A documentary filmmaker approached, wanting our story to humanize the struggle. We debated. Exposure risky but impactful. Agreeing, filming unearthed pains. Interviews with estranged families, raw confessions. During shoots, Jordan's turmoil surfaced. I sacrificed my old life for this. Camera captured her tears. Viewing rushes, I saw the toll. Her vibrancy dimmed. Guilt intensified. Had I demanded too much? Ethical dilemma peaked. Love versus her well-being. A family breakthrough teased. My sister visited secretly. Mom's softening, give time. Hope flickered, but Jordan's side stagnated. Elaine's silence deafening. Attempting outreach, Jordan wrote letters. I miss you. Understand me. No reply. Rejection stung, fueling resentment. Why fight for people who don't care? Betrayal reared again via the documentary. A producer twisted footage, sensationalizing the fake aspect. Previews leaked. Headlines reviving scandal. Furious, we pulled out, suing for breach. Legal battle drained resources, trust eroded. We should have known, Jordan lamented. The ordeal highlighted Malthwan. Visibility's double edge. Health crises compounded. My stress manifested in insomnia. Jordan's migraines chronic. Doctors warned. Reduce pressure. We tried yoga vacations, but reality intruded. One night, mid-argument, Jordan clutched her head, collapsing. Hospital rush. Diagnosis. Stress-induced episode. Blame shifted inward. I'm sorry, I whispered bedside. Her response. We're both paying. Discharge brought reckoning. Changes needed, she declared. We downsized. Moving to a quieter Queens neighborhood, Jordan shifted to teaching art less volatile. I focused on pro bono work, finding purpose. Adjustments helped but losses mourned. Old ambitions, family bonds. A moral crossroads arrived when a client, facing similar inheritance woes, sought advice on a contract marriage. Don't, I urged. It leads to pain. Hypocrisy. Our path birthed love, but at what cost? Jordan echoed. Warn them of the fallout. Societal awakening stirred. We joined advocacy groups, lobbying for LGBTQ+ protections. Speeches empowered, but exhaustion crept. At a panel, a questioner challenged, "Is your love worth the destruction?" Jordan faltered. I defended. Love demands sacrifice. But privately, doubts grew. Damage accumulated in subtle betrayals. Jordan rekindled platonic ties with straight friends, evenings out leaving me anxious. "Trust me," she pleaded. I tried, but paranoia festered. One evening she returned late, scent of wine. Just friends. Suspicion boiled over. Like Chris. Hurt flashed. She slept on the couch. Reconciliation via therapy. Dr. Lena mediated. Build trust anew. Exercises helped, but fragility remained. A pivotal moment. My mother's unexpected call. I saw the article. I'm trying to understand. Tentative bridge, but Jordan's envy surfaced. Why your family? Mine won't budge. The strain culminated in a fierce confrontation. You're jealous. I asked. No hurt. I lost everything for us. Accusations flew. My privilege, her indecision. Maybe we rushed, she yelled. Storming out, she vanished for hours. Panic ensued, calls unanswered. Finding her at our old park bench, sobbing. I don't regret us, but the pain. Embrace mended momentarily, but a damaging choice loomed. Elaine finally responded. Meeting request. Jordan went alone. Hours later, returned devastated. She offered money to leave you. Outrage surged. Did you consider? Silence. Briefly. Betrayal gutted. How could you? Argument epic. Trust shattered. It's the pressure, she cried. Separation loomed. She stayed with Mike. Alone I unraveled, work suffered, isolation complete. Reflection forced, my role in her wavering. Was forcing fidelity ethical amid such duress? Days blurred, pleas ignored. Finally, her return. I chose no. Relief but wariness. We rebuild slowly. Pact made. No more secrets, prioritized healing. As spring bloomed, progress inched. Family therapy with my side. Tentative acceptance. Jordan's art flourished. Exhibitions drawing crowds. But undercurrents persisted. Occasional doubts, societal jabs. A final test. A career opportunity for me in DC, advocacy role. Go, Jordan encouraged. But it meant separation. Debate. Sacrifice for growth? I declined, choosing us. Her gratitude. That's love. Yet the cumulative toll weighed. Lost innocence, hardened hearts. Was this evolution or erosion? The question lingered as we navigated forward, decisions defining our path. With cautious steps, we rebuilt our foundation. The DC declination symbolized commitment, but ripple effects followed. My practice adapted, focusing locally. Jordan's teaching brought fulfillment, students inspiring her. We volunteered at shelters, aiding LGBTQ+ youth, paying forward. Small victories. A reconciled dinner with my family, awkward but hopeful. Mom hugged Jordan, whispering, "Welcome." Tears flowed, bridges mending. Jordan's family lagged. Elaine's olive branch. A neutral lunch. Tensions high but dialogue opened. I don't understand, but I love you. Progress snail-paced but seeds planted. Societal acceptance grew. Our story inspired petitions, changing minds. Yet, internal conflicts persisted. Jordan's occasional melancholy. What if I'd stayed straight? Honesty deepened us. I shared fears. Am I enough? Vulnerability strengthened bonds, but the price, emotional labor, exhausted. A defining moment. Our first anniversary, real vows. Intimate gathering, vows renewed. Through storms, I choose you. Celebration joyous but reflective. Toasts highlighted growth but absences noted. Post-anniversary, a crisis struck. Jordan's health scare. Severe migraine leading to ER. Tests revealed stress-related issues. Doctors urged lifestyle changes. No more battles, she decided. We retreated from public eye, focusing inward. This shift brought peace but isolation. Friends returned slowly. Trust rebuilt. Art and law became outlets, not weapons. Yet resentment simmered. For lost years, inflicted pains. A moral awakening for me. Advocating without personal cost. I mentored others, sharing warnings. Jordan's pieces evolved. From turmoil to hope. The ultimate test came via an unexpected reunion. Chris contacted Jordan. Congrats on the exhibit. Innocent, but I tensed. She disclosed immediately. Blocked him. Trust solidified. As time passed, normalcy emerged. Weekend brunches, travels. But scars reminded. Family calls cautious, public outings vigilant. In quiet evenings, we discussed the journey. Was it worth it? Jordan mused. Affirmations followed, but nuances acknowledged. Our story, once chaotic, found rhythm. Love endured, tempered by fire. But the question remains. In a world that demands conformity, is defying it for love a victory or a Pyrrhic one? Was sacrificing family ties and personal peace for authentic love the right choice? Or did it ultimately cause more harm than good? With cautious steps, we rebuilt our foundation brick by emotional brick. The decision to decline the DC job was a declaration of priorities, but it didn't come without its own set of consequences. My practice, while stable, missed the high-profile cases that could have elevated it nationally. Instead, I poured energy into local advocacy, helping couples navigate similar mazes of legal and social hurdles. Jordan, thriving in her teaching role, found joy in mentoring young artists, her own work gaining depth from our shared experiences. We began volunteering at a Brooklyn LGBTQ+ youth center, where stories of rejection mirrored ours, reminding us why we fought. Small victories accumulated like raindrops filling a reservoir. My family's reconciliation progressed in fits and starts. After that initial dinner, phone calls became more frequent, conversations shifting from strained politeness to genuine curiosity. Mom even sent a care package, homemade tamales with a note. For both of you. Jordan's eyes welled up. It was a gesture of inclusion she'd craved. On her side, Elaine's lunch meeting opened a crack in the door. I may not fully get it, Elaine admitted over coffee, but seeing you happy matters. No instant forgiveness, but the absence of hostility was a start. Tom followed suit, attending one of Jordan's art shows quietly, a nod of approval. Yet, the internal conflicts didn't vanish overnight. Jordan's bouts of melancholy surfaced unpredictably, often triggered by old photos or songs. Sometimes I wonder what life would be like if I'd stayed on the expected path, she'd confess, staring out the window. These admissions stung, but they fostered deeper honesty. I'd share my own insecurities. Do you ever feel like I'm not enough to make up for what you lost? Our talks evolved into rituals of reassurance, strengthening our connection while highlighting the ongoing emotional labor required to maintain it. A defining milestone was our first real anniversary since renewing vows. We hosted an intimate gathering in our Queen's backyard, string lights twinkling under the stars. Friends and a few family members toasted our resilience. To love that weathers storms, someone said. As we exchanged private vows again, whispering promises of endurance, the evening felt like a hard-won triumph. But in the quiet aftermath, reflection crept in, the absences of certain faces, the echoes of past hurts. The celebration's glow faded when Jordan's health took a sharp turn. A severe migraine sent us rushing to the ER one stormy night. Tests revealed chronic stress effects, elevated blood pressure, potential for long-term issues. You need to prioritize rest, the doctor warned. Jordan, ever the fighter, declared a pivot. No more frontline battles. We live for us now. We scaled back public engagements, focusing on personal healing, therapy, mindfulness, simple joys like cooking together. This retreat brought a semblance of peace, but it also bred a subtle isolation. Old friends trickled back, apologies offered for their earlier distance. Trust rebuilt gradually, dinners tentative at first, then warmer. Jordan's art shifted tones, from dark abstracts to vibrant expressions of hope, galleries noting the maturation. My legal work found balance, pro bono cases fulfilling without overwhelming. Resentment, however, simmered beneath. For the years lost to turmoil, the pains inflicted and endured. In therapy, Dr. Lena probed. What have you gained? Answers varied: strength, authenticity, but the costs loomed large. An unexpected reunion tested our progress. Chris reached out via social media. Saw your exhibit, amazing work. Congrats. Jordan showed me immediately. Should I respond? We discussed. She blocked him. No room for doubts. That choice solidified trust, a quiet victory. As seasons cycled, a new normalcy took root. Weekend brunches in the city, spontaneous trips to the Hudson Valley. Laughter returned unburdened, but scars served as reminders. Family interactions still cautious, public outings marked by occasional vigilance against judgment. In those quiet evenings on our porch, we'd dissect the journey. Was every sacrifice worth it? Jordan would ask, hand in mine. Affirmations followed, laced with nuance. Love's triumph amid adversity. Our story, once a whirlwind of drama, settled into a steady rhythm. Love endured, forged and tempered by unrelenting fire. Yet, the lingering question echoes. In a society that often demands conformity at the expense of self, is defying it for the sake of authentic love truly a victory, or does it become a Pyrrhic one where the wins are overshadowed by irreversible losses? Was sacrificing deep family ties and personal peace for the pursuit of authentic love the right choice? Or did it ultimately cause more harm than good?